The X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, rel-mar McConnell Media Company, the X Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell, coming to you from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And if you'd like to send me an email, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, on all social media sites, X Zone Radio TV, and we're coming to you tonight around the world on the X Zone Broadcast Network, Talkstar Radio Network, Mutual Broadcast Network, TalkStream Live, iHeartRadio, Simul Radio, and Simul TV. If you'd like to find out about the programming we have available for you 24/7, 365 on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit www.xzbn.net. And for the programming we have available, once again, 24/7, 365 on the X Zone TV channel, that is exclusively with Simul TV, their website, www.simultv.com. My guest this hour is Pamala Oslie. She is an author, consultant, radio talk show host, professional psychic, intuitive, and aura expert. She has appeared on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox, and let me see some of the other shows, The View, The Ricki Lake Show, Dr. Oz, Hallmark's Better TV, and many others. She's also been featured in many national magazines. Pam has written for four successful and popular books: Life Colors, Love Colors, Infinite You, and Make Your Dreams Come True, and has a very extensive clientele, including many celebrities. Pam has spoken at the TEDx Talks 2012, the International Forum on New Science, Fortune 500 companies, and many seminars for professionals in the psychology, education, health fields, and more. She was awarded the Holistic Transformational Leader of the Year award in 2014 by the Global Association of Holistic Psychotherapy and Coaching. Her website's www.auracolors.com, and colors is COLORS, and www.lovecolors.com. Pam, welcome to the X Zone.
Thanks, Rob. Boy, all that stuff that I've done, and I'm only 17 years old. I don't know. No.
Geez, I wouldn't have given you a day past 15.
Thank you. Yeah, I worked really hard ever since I was little.
What got you into the line of business that you're in, Pam?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know what? I started out working when my very first career was working with learning disabled children, autistic children, right. Kids that had challenges, and then I got into the rock and roll field, which I explained. Then I was working with challenged adults. No, I'm kidding. I love musicians. And so then one night I went to hear a psychic speak
right.
from England, and I walked into the room, and he went, "You, up here, up in front of the group, you know how to do this." And I went, "What?" So he basically threw me in the water, Rob. He basically said, "I want you to start telling people what you see about them, what you know about them." And I was actually shocked to see in a room full of people that I knew things about them. Like I knew one woman was pregnant. She didn't even know she was pregnant, and saw the spirit of a little girl standing next to her, which I'd never experienced before in my life. She went to the doctor soon after, found out she was pregnant. She had a little girl.
My goodness.
So, yeah. And then about a year after I started doing intuitive psychic, I don't know what word to put it anymore. You know, I don't know what's politically correct anymore. I met a woman who could see auras. And she started describing what she was seeing and what that meant to her. And I noticed that was matching what I was picking up psychically about people. So then I went, oh, that's a blue, that's a yellow, that's a green. Okay, I get it. Now I get it. And then I developed the ability to see and sense the energy fields or aura colors myself.
Wow, that's fascinating. So when the person that you went to see from England, who was a psychic, threw you into the water, so to speak, not only were you on stage, but you also got baptized. 2 for the price of 1. You've got to love that. Only in America.
Well, and the crazy thing is he said, look, you've been asking to go for the next level, and this is it. And I went, hey, how did you know that?
You say you can see and sense the electromagnetic field around people. Can you explain that?
Well, in my experience, first of all, Rob, I believe that all of us can.
Yeah.
We've all sensed, even if we can't see energy fields or auras or halos, whatever you want to call them, we've all felt them. That's why when you meet somebody for the first time, you either feel comfortable around them and you're fine standing close, and other people you go, ooh, I don't even want to be near this person. You're feeling that energy field that radiates off of them. Well, we're made of energy, right, Rob?
Right.
Isn't that E equals MC squared?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, I see these this radiant energy that comes off of people, and I see them as different bands of color. And so I've qualified those as life colors. A lot of people see the same thing I do. A lot of people see different colors than I do. It doesn't mean somebody's right or somebody else is wrong. It just means we're having a different experience of the energy fields, just like I think we taste food differently, Yeah. Because there are people that like Brussels sprouts, and I know they're not tasting what I'm tasting. So anyway, I see these different colored bands out from people, and the 1 or 2 colors of bands that are closest to a person's body are what I call the life colors. Those are what reveal the theme that they've chosen for this lifetime, the personality, what they're hoping to experience here, careers they're going to be drawn to, relationship compatibility, potential health issues, how they are with money. It's all in those first 2 bands. Now, I see the outer bands in the aura changing all the time, according to what's going on with the person at the time. Now, different healers see the aura changing all the time. I just see those 1 or 2 bands pretty much stay the same, just like your aura, your astrology, numerology, iridology. Right. It basically reflects kind of who you've chosen to be in this lifetime.
So is it possible then, Pam, that since you believe and I believe everyone has the ability to perceive or to see or sense these bands or these feelings, have we been dumbed down, or have we been led to believe that when we have seen something as a youth in our formative years, that we've been told, well, no, it's just your imagination, just as the many children have what they call invisible friends?
Yep. That's exactly right, Rob. That's what I've experienced. I see a lot of adults that go, you know what, I could see those energy fields or those colors around people when I was little. Yeah. But either my parents would say, oh, that's just your imagination, or, oh, that's bad, that's wrong, don't even talk that way, you're scaring us. And other kids have just learned not to see them because their friends didn't or society didn't, so they've just learned. Absolutely. A lot of children, the cool thing now, a lot of children are reporting that they're seeing them and sensing them, and we've got more. Some of the parents are being more conscious, and they're not dissuading their kids to talk about it. They're actually encouraging them, which is so cool.
I'm sure when you're out giving talks or when you're answering questions from a radio or TV audience, you get those people who say, oh, come on, how do you know it's real? How do you deal with those kind of naysayers?
Well, the first thing I do, Rob, I've learned not to try and convince somebody of it.
Right.
The first thing I usually say is, you know what, I understand that. If you haven't seen or sensed them yourself, it's pretty, I understand how you could be skeptical or not believe it because you haven't had the same experience. That's a natural thing to do. And this is my experience. This is what I see. So it's kind of that martial arts thing. You don't confront your opponent. You just kind of step aside and let them decide for themselves.
Is there scientific evidence that these electromagnetic or auric fields actually do exist?
Yes, that's exactly right, Rob. They've measured them. I mean, there's everything from Kirlian photography to there's all kinds of electronics now. Well, you know what? Look at years ago. You're probably younger than me, but we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have the internet. That's waves of information going through the ethers.
Yeah.
I'm more blown away that I can talk in my cell phone and my sister in Europe can pick it up in her little phone. It's like, how did the waves of energy know to go into her phone, and why does it sound like my voice? That blows me away more than, of course, we radiate energy. We radiate heat. We radiate energy. That doesn't surprise me.
Well, by the way, after that beautiful comment about age, I'm now the president of your fan club.
Okay, good. I'll take it.
So many people say, like I've heard people, in groups say, what, you're kind of looking blue today. You look down. Is it possible that we recognize the colors, the auric field, subconsciously?
Well, you know what? That's such a great question. I believe that people have seen aura colors for a long time because we use it in our language, just what you said.
Yep.
We've got true blue, or I'm feeling blue today, which basically describes a blues personality. We've got chicken yellow and yellow happy faces. That's a yellow's personality. We've got green with envy and green money.
Yeah.
Well, we do down here. I don't know about Canada. But, that describes a green. And then we've got the royal purple, the purple robes, and we've got red with anger, red with rage, red with passion. That describes a red aura color personality. So somebody was seeing this, because obviously you don't tell somebody they're true blue. They don't look blue. That's just a blues personality.
Pam, please stand by. I've got to take a break. Exonation, Pam Oslie is our special guest. 2 websites, www.auracolors.com and lovecolors.com, and colors is COLORS. We'll both be back on the other side of this break. Don't you dare go away. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV. Plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
We live in rapidly shifting times of extreme volatility and uncertainty. Such profound change brings a unique opportunity for the evolution of consciousness. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, host of Mission Evolution Radio Show, a program that explores the latest scientific developments and deepening spiritual truths supporting human evolution. Join me on XZBN.net, where I interview leading experts in science, physics, medicine, spirituality, and more. By applying divergent viewpoints to leading-edge topics, we uncover expansive and evolutionary truth to assist you on your path to enlightenment. More information and past episodes are available at missionevolution.org.
Exo Nation, are you feeling blue tonight? Are you green with envy? Are you red with anger? I know I get my wife sometimes red with anger, but I still love her. Pam Oslie is our special guest this hour, and her websites are www.auracolors.com and lovecolors.com, and that's COLORS. So that's Aura Colors and Love Colors, both.com. Pam, what does our energy field reveal about us, besides the colors? When you are able to see a person's aura, besides the fact that they're the different colors, violet, yellow, blue, green, and tan that we were talking about before we went to the break, what else can you learn about these people that they don't even know that their auras are sharing with someone who can see them?
Well, here's the cool thing about being able to see or sense aura, and I have a free quiz on the website to understand your aura colors. Just so you know, because you've got some yellows listening, and yellows don't like being told what to do. They're a little stubborn. You got some yellow in your aura, Rob. You're mostly violet, though. Boy, do you have a lot of violet in your aura, so I'll tell you what that means. Okay. But it's not to box somebody in or categorize them or limit them. It's just the opposite. It's to validate to a person what they've always felt about themselves, who they really are deep inside.
Right.
One of the values of knowing your aura colors and what that means, I'll give you some examples, is that so many people feel stuck in jobs or lifestyles that they don't feel fulfilled, they're not happy, and so they've been trained to think they're supposed to be something that they're not. So a lot of violets, you violets, for example, do you mind me explaining what a violet is?
No, not at all. Go right ahead, my dear.
So much. Well, Rob, what color hair and eyes do you have real quick?
I have white hair and blue eyes.
And what was it before it went white?
Ancient.
Your hair.
Oh, the hair. I see. Brown.
Dark. Okay. You have a ton of violet. So violets are visionaries. They come from the third eye. You guys are dynamic leaders, visionaries. You guys see things way ahead of other people, and you don't understand why people can't see that. Violets need to do big projects. They need to reach the masses. They don't like working for other people. They're not, the perfect ideal employee that wants the little paycheck and the 9 to 5. No, violets have big projects to do. Violets can get frustrated with humanity because you guys came here to educate the masses, shift the consciousness of the planet, improve the quality of life for people. Violets need to be international. They need to be global. They need to do projects. Does that make sense to you?
Sounds like my life.
Yeah, violets either get involved in the media or the arts. You've got the same aura colors as the Beatles and Elvis and Spielberg and George Lucas. Violets either get involved in the media and the arts, or they get involved in teaching or psychology, which you also have some natural abilities at, or they get involved in causes. They want to make a difference here.
That's true.
And violets get very frustrated. You guys can get impatient. You guys outgrow things. There has to be a lot of projects. Or if you do the same old every day, you guys get bored. Tans are the ones that like same security, stability. Violets need adventure and new and pushing the boundaries. And so a lot of violets, the reason I'm picking on you, because you do have some violets listening. And violets, very common for violets to get shoved in a box saying you need to be practical, you need to get a job, you need to be responsible and get a paycheck and provide for your family. And violets are like, and they can get depressed if they live in the box. Violets are not little box livers.
I have to multitask. I can.
That's violet.
It's crazy. Like during my workday, I have an office that has 5 computers in it, and I'm using all the time. I have a swivel chair, and I go from one computer to the next, and I just keep working my day.
And that's a violet. Violets are holographic. I mean, they've got to do lots of different projects. Tans are the opposite, and we need tans. All of the aura colors, I see 14 different aura colors, and each color has its value. There are no good ones, wrong ones, bad ones. They're all equally important. Tans are the logical, practical, take care of the details. And when they process, they step 1, step 2, step 3, and see how you even cut me. Violets go 150. I see 50. I see the big picture. Why can't people see this? This needs to be done. And what about this? And what about this? And tans are like, whoa, slow down. I haven't done step 3, step 4, step 5. So once people understand themselves, it gives them permission to be themselves, and then we're all happier. Number 2, once you understand other people's aura colors, it's more likely that we'll give people permission to be who they are instead of going, why can't you be more like me? What's wrong with you? Because violets can get kind of frustrated with tans. Because tans are too methodical, too detailed. But violets need those tans because tans are the computer programmers and the engineers and the detail people, this, the science mind, the practical. Well, violets like science too, or cosmic or whatever. And then they can get frustrated with yellows, although you have some yellow hidden in there, Rob. I can feel it. You do so much violet. But yellows are spunky. They have a sense of humor. They've got creative ideas. They usually need to do sports. They need to exercise. If you be careful with that, Rob, because if yellows sit still too long, they can get antsy or they can start getting into addictions. They can start putting on weight. Yellows have to move. They have to do movement.
Yes.
Or they get unhappy.
I love walking. I walk miles.
Yellow.
I bring my camera with me, and I'll get my wife to drive me to one end of the escarpment, and I'll walk down the escarpment taking pictures, and it's about a 4 or 5 mile walk, and then I end up walking downtown, and then I take the bus home.
Yep. See, you're talking like a yellow violet. Yellows need nature.
Yep.
They need outdoors. They need exercise. And by the way, violets have to meditate. Violets have to have alone time so they can connect their visions to their higher self, to their inner self, to something greater. And yellows have a hard time sitting still to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
They get restless. So the best form of meditation for a yellow violet is when you do your walks, that's a form of meditation for you.
Yes, it is, yeah. Plus, when I get home at night or early in the morning after I leave the studios, I love to sit in the living room, all the lights off, in my favorite chair, and just sit and think.
Yeah. That's a violet. Yeah. Violets, that's a key. Violets need meditation. Violets usually think globally or cosmically. They have to think big. Mm-hmm. They are affected by music. So if there's negative music, if a violet needs quiet, it's like, shut that off. Or they get inspired or empowered. Where some of the other aura colors are different. So you understand, right? When somebody doesn't know they're a violet and they think they're supposed to be a tan or a blue or a green, then they don't feel fulfilled. Yeah. When you violets are not doing what you came here to do, you always feel like something's missing, like there's more to life.
That is so true. That is so true. But, thinking about the different colors and the different meanings, it takes all kinds of people to make this world, and it takes all kinds of, it takes all the different colors to make a beautiful rainbow. So I'm beginning to see the big picture.
That's it. Well, and the other thing that it helps by understanding your aura colors and the personality type and the mission. Violets have a mission here, and other colors don't feel that way. Violets feel, as a matter of fact, usually violets when they're little already feel like they're supposed to do something big. They're either going to be famous or they're going to have freedom or they're going to do something very profound, not the little. And I'm not putting down the people that want secure jobs. That's not it. We need those people. But it also helps with relationships. Mm-hmm. So each color has a different need and desire and fulfillment when it comes to relationships. You violets either need somebody that's really a dynamo, that's an equal. Violets need equals. They need somebody they respect, that they can communicate with, and or that really supports their vision, their freedom-oriented, their projects. You guys need to be with somebody that does that, not somebody that goes, you can't do those projects. You have to be safe, be practical. I don't understand what you're talking about. Do you understand? Violets need awesome. They need equals and or they need support, and they need to be inspired by their partners, especially physically or visually. Violets are they come from the third eye, so they need to be visually attracted to their partner, and they need to feel a chemistry there. Some of the other colors don't need that. The other colors don't need that.
When I first met my wife many, many years ago, 6 children and 12 grandchildren ago, we it was how I am, and she was telling me, she inspires me, she challenges me, and she said, I'm not only your best friend, I'm not only your wife, but I'm your muse.
Yeah. And that's what violets need.
Yeah.
And what's funny, by the way, is yellows have a sense of humor. Yellows are playful. And what I was going to tell you is violets are old souls. They're mature souls. They just see things, know things, and there's this old wisdom to violets. Yellows are big kids at heart. They're playful. Yep. So yellows feel like they haven't even grown up and gotten started yet, and violets feel like they're getting older and running out of time.
That is so true. And speaking about time, we've got about a minute before I've got to take my news break. This is fascinating because you've nailed me dead on, and I've never had the pleasure of meeting you. And within the first half hour of knowing you, I'm already the president of your fan club.
Yay.
This is a great world.
I can always joke around with yellows. If you were a green violet, I would have a hard time joking around. But yellows, I can always be playful with.
You know what? I've got a philosophy that I share with my listeners all the time. You're here for a good time, not for a long time.
Yeah, that's a yellow. Yellows are here to bring joy to the planet, to have fun, to enjoy life, to be creative and curious. And violets are serious, and they got a mission here. So you just have to do that balance.
So, and being the violet, now that I know I am, this is another favorite saying of mine. The only difference between a dream and reality is doing it.
Yep. And violets talk in visual terms, Rob. They talk about what they see, their dreams, their visions. They talk in visual terms. Tans talk about what they think. Yellows talk in body terms.
Well, this violet has to talk in commercial terms because we've got to go for our news break at the bottom of the hour. X-Zone Nation, our guest this hour is Pamala Oslie. And her websites are auracolors.com and lovecolors.com. And colors is spelled C-O-L-O-R-S. So that's auracolors.com and lovecolors.com. We'll both be back on the other side of this break as we continue here in the X-Zone from our broadcast studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.
From our broadcast studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, to the world and beyond, you're watching the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net.
AVS Media Den.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
Rob McConnell here, presenting an overview for Nicholas Paul Jennings, author of a fascinating book, Amen. It presents facts revealed by Egyptologists, facts that enable us to understand why Amen is the beginning of creation of God. It provides recommendations for religious leaders of the major religions to unify their beliefs and teach the Word of God. Love one another. Amen informs people how mankind conceived God. It was the Egyptians that developed the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, they conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com.
And welcome back, one and all. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell. Pamela Oslie is our special guest this hour. 2 websites, X Zone Nation. www.auracolors.com and www.lovecolors.com. And don't forget, colors is spelled C-O-L-O-R-S. So that's auracolors.com and lovecolors.com. This aura reading would be fascinating, and I don't know why it's not a must course for parents, because it would certainly help them better understand their children.
Absolutely. Guy, I love that you're bringing that up. See, I told you, the wisdom of a violet. Yeah, I used to work with kids and parents. It's like you try and raise your kids all the same, but you've got kids, they've each come in with their own personality.
That's right.
You can raise them all the same, but they all have their own unique vision of life, their purpose here, their personalities, the way they are. Some of them are shy, some of them are go-getters. I mean, as soon as you understand what their aura colors are, yeah, you can talk their language. You can support them being who they are. I've seen a lot of parents get really concerned, like violets, if they're not seen or heard, well, I'll tell you, they can ultimately start acting out. And I'm not saying you did, but violets are freedom and they need to be seen and heard. Yellow's not so much, and yellow children. Now remember, I see 14 different aura colors. Yellow and I'll tell you about indigos real quick too, but yellows, see, I always know I've got a violet on my hands when I jump around like that, because it's like this subject, then this one, that's a violet thing to do. Anyway, yellows are the first color to get accused of being ADD. They're fidgety. They can't sit still that much. And the worst thing you do to a yellow is put them on medication. So yellows need exercise. They need creativity. They either do creative work, healing work, or physical work. So if a yellow's fidgety because they can't sit still, you want to get them to go run the track or go do something physical so that they can settle down. And then the worst thing to do, because yellows out of power. Now, there's an in power or an out of power. In power means they're living their full potential. So yellows in power are healthy. They're creative. They know how to take care of themselves. They're curious. They're full of life and energy, and they're optimists. Yellows out of power, meaning they're suppressed. They're not living their full potential. They're unhappy. They're the most addictive personality people on the planet. They get into drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, caffeine, chocolate or sweets. I'm sorry, I said caffeine, Rob. I apologize for that. But overeating, because it is one of the addictions of a yellow. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they only do those addictions if they're not happy. And so putting a yellow on medication basically just makes them, they might calm down so the parents feel like they can handle them more. But you basically just made that yellow feel like there's something wrong with them. And then they get even more unhappy. What you want is movement, exercise. So once a parent understands the aura colors of their children, yes, they can support them. They can talk their language. Like indigos, we've got a lot of indigo children showing up right now on the planet. And indigos are the number one color that is being diagnosed as autistic. Indigos are they tend to be androgynous. They're very psychic. They remember other lives. You can't control them. They won't speak until they're ready to speak. So if they're 7 years old or 5 years old and they still haven't talked, that's usually an indigo. Michael Jackson had indigo. He was indigo with violet. You can't tell if they're male, female, gay or straight. They're about soul to soul here. Violets are here to show us how to live a new life. Indigos are the ones that are trying to help us live that way. So that's why the LGBT stuff is up, the transgender, that's all indigo energy that's showing up on the planet right now. But these poor kids are being misunderstood and misdiagnosed and put in institutions or put on medication. Where violets came into power. We're in a violet age right now. Violets are in their power time right now. The violet age started in the mid-'60s. The hippies, the Beatles, the peace movement, get out of Vietnam, global consciousness, that's all violet. So violets are leading us that way, but now the consciousness is starting to shift. You led the way for the indigo energy to start emerging.
Is it possible, Pam, that, let's say, a person who has an aura color that isn't working for them, is there a way that they can change the color or add a color to their personality or to their life?
Well, first of all, I've got yellow too, and you know how we yellows don't like being told what to do. Mm-hmm. Violets will listen to common sense. If it makes sense to them, they go, okay, I'll look at that. A yellow, It's like, don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. We would do the opposite. So number one, I would never tell somebody they couldn't change their aura color or they couldn't add a color. Matter of fact, adding a color is common in the outer bands. But what I do know is that if a person doesn't like their aura colors or they're unhappy with it, if they suppress it or try to change it to another one, they're not exactly doing what they came to the planet to do.
Gotcha.
And they may feel unfulfilled, and they may make themselves come back to the planet again to try it. So I always tell people, I trust your soul knew what it was doing. Your aura colors don't run you. They reveal what your plan was to come here, what your theme was, what you wanted to experience here. So I've seen so many people fear their natural colors and suppress it and try to be something else, but they never feel happy. They never feel fulfilled. So I want to always encourage them to be their authentic self, to embrace it, to love who they are, and trust that they chose that for a reason and start living fulfilled that way. And then they're happier.
Let's say somebody has an addictive personality and they get addicted to drugs, whether it's speed, meth, cocaine, heroin, whatever. Would that decrease the range or the strength of their auric field?
Yes. It suppresses it, it batters it, it shatters it, It suppresses it basically. And again, number one aura color to get addicted are yellows. Indigos are having a rough time too, mostly because of medication.
Yeah.
But yellows, they only do well, first of all, yellows like to play. They like to party.
Yeah.
So when they're younger, they're curious. They want to play. They want to party with their friends. But also yellows use those addictions to escape, to run away, to suppress because they don't believe in them. Yellows can get very insecure. They don't always believe in themselves. If they stay healthy, if they exercise, if they eat healthy, whatever, they have a tendency to be more supportive of themselves. But yeah, if a yellow is doing those things, I know that they've either been hurt, they don't believe in themselves, they're afraid of their future. Most yellows actually have a fear of growing old. They've got the Peter Pan syndrome, a lot of them. So yes, it does. To get back to that, sorry, long answer, it does affect their energy field.
Not only should educators and parents better understand the colors, but being an employer myself, this would be a great asset to me in better understanding and putting my staff where they would better themselves and better me by doing that.
Absolutely. I've worked with a lot of companies, actually. I'm continuing to work with a lot of companies because they're like, okay, we need help with our, does this person be put in a position of authority, and a boss? Should they be off in a corner someplace where they can be quiet? Where's their best place? So absolutely. This is helpful on so many levels for the personal to identify and validate who you are. Personal relationships to help with family, intimate relationships, children, parents, the whole bit, friends, distant relatives, and also for sure in the workplace. Even if you're not the boss, just if you're an employee, understanding that you've got a red co-worker or you've got a green co-worker, instead of going, oh my gosh, you can go, oh, they're green. I know how to talk their language. I see what's important to them, and then it helps with the interactions.
Do colors that people wear clash with their auric colors?
More likely, Rob, I've seen often people wearing their aura colors because they're trying to get in touch with, it's their favorite color, or they're trying to empower that color. It's a subconscious thing. Most people are drawn to a certain color because it's in their aura. I've seen certain people wear colors to dull, like it's not necessarily a clash, but again, I'm going back to violets because they're such a dynamic, charismatic color. I've seen a lot of violet, especially violet men in the workplace, wearing these very like beige, brown, muted colors to try and fit in and behave themselves. I go, sorry, you violets do not fit in. You guys are the dynamic leaders. You're on the outside of the wagon wheel, not one of the spokes in the. You guys are the way showers. So I have seen people wear colors to kind of dim who they are.
Wow.
Does that make sense to you?
It certainly does. And I was just thinking, because my favorite color is blue, but I end up wearing a lot of black.
Oh, well, black. Well, okay. Let me say, first of all, it can be yellow violets are very compassionate. Yellows are nice guys. They're sensitive. They want people to be happy. Yeah. And violets have deep compassion. Violets are globally humanitarian. They get concerned about wars and starvation and people getting clobbered by tsunamis and earthquakes. You guys have a deep compassion. You don't always know what to do about it, but it affects you. Blues, because we haven't talked about blues yet. And
all right, why don't we do this? Let's hold on, because I've got to take my break in about a minute. I don't want to interrupt you, but when we come back from this commercial break, it's our last segment. So let's start off by talking about blue. How's that, Pam?
Black.
Black and blue. All right. Exonation, Pam Oslie is our special guest this hour. A wonderful lady. I'm president of her fan club, by the way. And if you'd like to find out more about Pam, visit her online at www.auracolors.com. Colors is COLORS.com. And lovecolors.com. Once again, colors, COLORS. Pam and I will be back on the other side of this break as we wrap up this hour here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I'm Rob McConnell. Don't go away.
Of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
The new nonfiction book, Razor of Madness, is similar to cult movies like Clockwork Orange, Dragon's Tattoo, or The Other Side of Hell. Wayne Morin Jr. and Thomas Lee Howe will expose widespread and systematic deficiencies in this thought-provoking tell-all novel. Mind control rages among scholars in law schools. Human rights are ignored while thought reform and mental manipulation are accepted practices used as behavior modification. Dr. Louis Jolyon West comes to mind. Media and public scrutiny shows that United States mental hospitals are in fact destructive murder industries. Razor of Madness expose novel details this epidemic through an in-depth professional and personal investigation. For decades, there has been a revolving door policy that still releases killers and pedophiles back into society. The maestro of mind control continues to haunt America to this very day. Razor of Madness is available in paperback or as a downloadable ebook at Amazon.com.
The concept of a new age has been around since the late 19th century, yet much of its original meaning has been lost. What exactly is the new age? Is it a religion, a collection of obscure esoteric practices, a series of doomsday predictions, or an astrological event? The New Age Chronicles is a unique, complementary publication bringing reason and grounded information to separate fact from fiction. chock full of valuable information to support you as we make the monumental shift into the new era. You won't want to miss a single innovative issue. The New Age Chronicles newspaper is coming soon to www.newagechronicles.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Pam Oslie is our special guest this hour. www.auracolors.com and www.lovecolors.com. Don't forget, colors is spelled C-O-L-O-R-S. All right, Pam, let's get into the black and blue colors.
Okay, so first of all, really quickly, black is not a color that I see in an aura. That's the absence of color, and I have 3 theories of why you wear black. First of all, you look good in it.
Thank you.
It looks really good on you, so it matches you. It's really striking. It looks good. Number 2, black, you violets, you can walk into a room and be seen. You can walk down the street and people notice you because violets have huge auras. Okay, Oprah's a violet yellow too.
Wow.
Okay, you have huge auras. So sometimes you violets want to be invisible. So wearing black can either be a power color, like, okay, I'm serious, I mean business, and or it can be, don't notice me, I'm trying to hide out. I don't want to stand out so much. So those are the 3 reasons you wear the black. Okay, now blue is an aura color. Blues they come straight from the heart. And you violet yellow combinations can be similar to blues at times. Although in the 33 years I've been doing this, I don't usually see blue life color as a guy unless they're gay. And you do not feel gay to me, okay?
I am certainly not.
Blues are very loving. They're from the heart. They're very compassionate. But blues are typically teachers, counselors, nurses. They're housewives. They're loves. They're nuns. They want to take care of people. They're rescuers. They're nurturers. Violets are wayshowers. They're very powerful. So to wear blue, you've kind of toned down all that powerful, charismatic violet that could intimidate people and go, no, really, you guys, I'm warm, I'm loving, I care. You don't have to be threatened by me. So blues are very psychic, and so are violets. They're very intuitive. But it's for a blue, it's all about love and spirituality. Relationships is top on a blues. Love, relationship, marriage. They've got usually the Cinderella complex. Where you violets can be single. They can be alone. If they're going to be in a relationship, they want amazing, equal. Where blues can pick wounded souls a lot. They pick guys that need rescuing or guys that are not nice to them, but they're very loyal and monogamous and committed. And when they get married, they want to stay married forever. So where Violet will go, well, if you pick the right person, I can see that, but it's not always possible for everyone.
So you'll find a lot of blues at Match.com, right?
Yes, and a lot of blue yellows too, by the way. And blues love relationships and commitment, and yellows can have a fear of commitment. So blue yellow women a lot will pick guys that aren't fully available. They're either married, they live a long ways away, they're wounded. That's an interesting combo too. That's what I am. I'm a blue yellow with violet.
Wow. What about the color red?
Reds, they're very powerful. They're very physical. It's all about being a physical animal in this lifetime. Eat, drink, have sex, be married. It's very physical. Madonna's got a lot of red. Sean Penn has a lot of red. They're very, a lot of them are truck drivers and construction workers. It's all about being physical. A lot of reds don't believe in this stuff. Marilyn Monroe had a lot of red. Dolly Parton's got red, but they're very physical. And they do have tempers. Yes. They can be very smart, or they can basically be the good old, I'm going to ride my tractor and plow the field.
That's right. And I'm going to go down to the local bar and I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to have me some whiskey, some beer, and cause a fight.
That's right. And that's what reds do. They can get drunk and get into fights a lot. Yellows like to drink, but they're usually like, I want to be a good old boy. I want to be your buddy. But reds, whoa, baby, you don't want to mess with the red when they're out of power.
Is that why they're called rednecks?
Yep. That's not why. That people go, no, they're rednecks because they're out in the sun all the time and they got red on their neck. But I'll tell you, a lot of rednecks, not putting anyone down.
Of course not.
But a lot of rednecks really are reds.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. This may be throwing a wrench into the works, but I feel obliged to ask you this question. When you look at President Trump, what do you see?
Okay, let me start it because I'm not political and I'm walking a thin line here, but Trump is a green with yellow. Greens are business, money, CEO, control, money. In power, they accomplish things and they get things done and they provide jobs. Out of power, they are selfish, narcissistic, controlling. It's just all about them and money. They get very greedy and very selfish, hence green money, green envy, green. Now yellows, remember I said out of power?
Yes.
Out of power, yellows are little kids. They can have temper tantrums. They talk with their hands a lot. Yellows can get insecure, and I don't want to get hate mail from somebody going, hey, you put down President Trump, but let's put it this way. Without getting political, I have a tendency to vote for violets because you violets are visionaries, you're humanitarian, you're compassionate, and you see the big picture. Gorbachev was a violet with yellow, and you see all the changes that happened there, and then once he was out, they put in Yeltsin, who is a green-yellow. So, I know there's a reason for whoever gets in, but he is definitely an out-of-power green-yellow.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it possible that the theory that we were talking about earlier this hour, that people have the ability to see auras, but they don't recognize they have the ability, could this be a reason why some people get elected and others don't?
Meaning what? Oh, because usually when I see presidential candidates, the majority of them are either violets or greens. Those are the two colors that I see in office. And oddly enough, not always the case, but I see more violet Democrats and I see more green Republicans.
Does the city a person lives in attract them because of the city's color? If a city...
Yes. Yes. I love these colors, Rob. Thank you. Yes. Cities, countries, states, they do have aura colors. Yellows are usually drawn to warmer climates. Usually they like sunshine. They like outdoors. There has to be nature. So Southern California is very yellow. Northern California is very violet. New York City is very green.
Yes.
With violet greens, again, Wall Street. But they've also got the violet, which is Broadway. The entertainers, those are violets. They're entertainers. Mexico is very yellow. Now this is interesting, Rob. The United States was actually founded as a yellow-violet country. Freedom and play. Violets are all about freedom and being visionary and being ahead of the masses, right? But freedom. Yellows want to play. So it was founded as a violet-yellow country, but it's been talked into thinking it's supposed to be tan and blue. Get a job, go to church. Be an employee, pay the bills, be responsible, and blues are usually churchgoers or spiritual or whatever. So one of the reasons we're having such shakeup in this country right now, in the U.S., I know you're in Canada, is because it's trying to get it back to being the yellow-violet country that it was supposed to be, and the tan blue stuff is trying to hold on to what it knows, and it's falling apart.
Does the flag of a country, the colors of the flag of the country, does that in any way represent the
I don't know enough about the flag. That's a good question, but I haven't really paid attention to that. I don't know enough. Like Japan's green, and it's mostly a green country, and I think that's a red and white flag, right? I don't know enough about flags.
Okay.
The UK, like England,
red, white, and blue.
Violet, they're tan and violet. And I don't think that's the color of their flag. So I don't see a connection there, but I haven't done enough research on that.
I was just wondering, because it maybe there's something to it. Once again, somebody looks at the flag, they see the colors, and they say, wow, the subliminal or the psychological effect of the flag relates to them in the subconscious recognition of the colors and how they relate to the auras of the people of the country.
I'm going to have to really look at that because you know what? If I look at it, the U.S. is red, white, and blue.
Yep.
So it's trying to be blue, which it's not. It's tried, so white could be the equivalent of what I see in the tan aura. So it's trying to be the blue and the white and see the red anger in there about that. It's like, okay.
Yeah, the Canadian flag is red and white. We have 2 red blocks on each side with a red maple leaf in the middle, and the background is white.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to, you know what? I'm going to research that.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob. That's something I have never looked at before.
We've got about a minute and a half before we have to say so long, Pam. First of all, I want to thank you ever so much for coming on the show. It's been a delight speaking to you. I have thoroughly enjoyed our conversation, and I'm very proud and honored to be the president of the Pam Oslie Fan Club. What are your final thoughts for the X Zone Nation tonight?
You know what? The main thing I want to tell people is listen to your own soul, listen to your intuition to see who you really are, and start living that, and allow yourself to be who you really are. You chose to come here for a reason. You didn't make a mistake. The key now is to live authentically and to be proud of that, and to not hide from that, not run away from that. It's okay for you to shine. It's okay for, and some of you came here to have simple, easy, not out there doing the big, work really hard. Some of you just want simple, quiet lives. It's like, allow yourself to be authentic and find a way to support yourself creatively or energetically or financially to live that way. You're awesome just the way you are. You came here for a good reason.
Pam, thank you ever so much. Please come back again and visit us in the future. Love to have you back on anytime.
Awesome. Thank you.
And X Zone Nation, if you'd like to find out more about Pam, her books, visit www.auracolors.com and www.lovecolors.com. And don't forget, X Zone Nation, colors is COLORS. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news at 6.5 minutes past the top of the hour as the X Zone continues from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I'm Rob McConnell. Don't go away.
Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifeology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Are you or is someone you know struggling with addictions, depression, anxiety, relationships, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, grief, success, and prosperity? Do you know that your subconscious belief plays a big role in the outcome of your hard work? We can help you permanently change the beliefs that may be the reason for your struggles and failures. We care about getting you the return on your investment and the results you are looking for. We can help you be free of the limitations of your past and in realizing your highest potential. We work with people by phone and Skype. For more information, visit us at www.ritasoman.com. That's www.ritasoman.com. Do you think you have energy problems in your home? Do you feel better when you're away than when you're home? Joey Korn is a global leader in the world of dowsing who specializes in personal energy clearing and space clearing. He can help you create an ideal energy environment in your home no matter where you live in the world. Learn about his remote spiritual house cleaning services and much more at www.dowsers.com. You can get Joey's book, Dowsing, A Path to Enlightenment, as well as other dowsing books and tools, Kabbalah books, and Walter Russell books. Joey's work is really amazing. Go to dowsers.com right now. That's DOWSERS.com, or call 1-877-DOWSING. That's 1-877-369-7464.